we finally have some more Golden State Warriors trade news, with it now currently being reported that Marvin Bagley is unlikely to be returning to the Sacramento Kings next season. The Warriors will look into pursuing the former number 2 pick to assist Steph Curry and convince him to sign a long-term extension. Now, this is absolutely crazy. This is actually coming by an undisclosed source, which is very interesting because we don't usually get really many of these, but a couple of the pages that are reporting these undisclosed sources have been pretty accurate before. Like, they've sometimes been more accurate than the officially confirmed reports, and this one is saying that the Warriors will actually show interest in getting Marvin Bagley, and I'm sure you guys who are watching this video, it is pretty believable. I mean, Marvin Bagley is an extremely young power forward slash center in the NBA who is having a relatively underrated season. I think because teams, people look at him and be like, well, he was the number 2 pick, so why isn't he averaging 40 million points a game? This is outrageous. But in reality, he's actually started every single game this season except one, averaging about 26 minutes per game on a team like the Sacramento Kings, who haven't been exactly that great, but he's been pretty decent for them, including his production. 14.1 points per game, 7.1 rebounds, and 1 assist per game on about 50%, .50 rather, steals and .50 blocks per game, and about 34% from 3, which is not exactly the worst type of numbers. And the thing is, I really like Marvin Bagley for the Golden State Warriors, because even though he is actually starting at power forward right now with the Sacramento Kings, I believe he could actually go and potentially start, well, not start, but come off the bench as center and get some pretty high amount of minutes. I definitely could see him playing about 30 minutes per game next season, which, he's never played before. He's only played about 26 minutes per game. He's like the highest he's played in the season. The reason I could see him playing like about 30 minutes per game on the Golden State Warriors is actually just based on the fact that he would play backup center to James Wiseman, who will also play about 30. But there is 48 minutes in a usual game in the NBA. The difference is Marvin Bagley can also play a lot of power forward. I definitely feel like if they want to, sometimes improve their defense, they will throw him at, power forward at times. He'll probably play, the 18 minutes a game, at center, and then we'll probably get, potentially, I'd say 7 to 10 minutes per game as well at that power forward position. So it'd probably be about 28 minutes per game, which would be more than he's realistically ever gotten before. And I kind of like this by the Warriors. They'd be able to go out in free agency. Considering it's reported they are trading Wiggins, I don't know who they're trading him to. I think, honestly, if they go out and do a sign trade with DeMar, they'll get DeMar DeRozan on about $20 million a year. They'll trade Wiggins for him. I think the Spurs would actually like that, because I think Wiggins would actually be pretty cool under Coach Pop. So pretty much, again, DeMar DeRozan would therefore be on about $20 million. You save about $10 million from that Andrew Wiggins trade. And then I'd say they're probably going to go offer Marvin Bagley like a $10 million contract, which I don't necessarily think the Kings will actually, you know what? They will match that. They will definitely match a $10 million contract, because Bagley's still young and could break out literally any second, especially now that he's kind of off his injuries. And the guy's still only 22 years old. Like, that's how old he is. Come on now, that is really young. If they offer him like a 4-year deal worth $40 million worth $10 million a season, the Sacramento Kings are going to match that. But here's the thing, if Bagley wants out and wants a fresh start on a team like the Golden State Warriors, which I don't necessarily know if he will or not, because he could definitely start on the Sacramento Kings and can still break out, especially if they get a new coach. He probably won't be starting on the Golden State Warriors, so that I don't necessarily think he'll join, but I think he'll definitely consider it, and I think there's a huge chance that he could still. But let's just say he does want to, leave, then he's going to have to request a trade, because they'll definitely be looking to match that. So practically, they will match that, and then the Golden State Warriors will have to trade away Kelly Oubre, which I think they'll be fine to do. And I think the Kings would get a really nice player out of Kelly Oubre. They could, of course, get Kelly Oubre maybe on a 3-year deal worth maybe $10 million a season. I don't think he's going to be going on the $18 million again, because he's, of course, had that really bad season. He's having not a good season at all. I think it'll be about maybe a 2-year deal, because I think he probably won't do the 3 years, because he'll probably want to prove himself. So probably a 2-year deal worth $10 million a season, so $20 million. Again, they can bring in Kelly Oubre, and then I think it'd probably be like a second round pick or something like that. And that's probably fair enough for Marvin Bagley. Like, I mean, Kelly Oubre can guard 1 through 4, really. He'd probably nearly go into that starting lineup in the Sacramento Kings. That would improve their defense, get much needed depth at that, you know, wing position to kind of help out as well. And I think De'Aaron Fox would really like to play with a player like Kelly Oubre. And then you'd kind of start to see a re-transformed Golden State Warriors team. Like, they'd have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, DeMar DeRozan, Draymond Green, James Wiseman, with like Marvin Bagley, etc. off the bench. That'd be pretty cool. But will Marvin Bagley want to leave? I don't think he necessarily will. I think that if he's going to leave, he's going to go to a team that are rebuilding, like that need like a power forward type of player. You know, one team, the Cavaliers, come to mind straight away. They desperately need a power forward right now. Like, I mean, desperately. And if he wants to continue playing that power forward position, and if he thinks he can turn into a 20-point per game player out of the power forward position, then a team like the Cavaliers would be pretty cool. He's just got to work on his spacing and efficiency. But again, he is only 22, so that could definitely come. And I feel like that could definitely come on the Sacramento Kings, who still need a power forward. So yeah, I think he should just re-sign. But of course, that's not to say that the Golden State Warriors wouldn't be a cool team. He'd probably still play more minutes than he is right now in the Sacramento Kings. He just wouldn't be starting. But if he really wants to get his career going, go to a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers. Again, there will be other bad teams down there. You know, again, the Houston Rockets, who have Christian Wood pretty much starting at center now. He would kind of be a cool player to actually start with Christian Wood. That would be a nice team for him to potentially go to as well. Again, there are a lot of teams that he could really come out of this as a winner with, but it will be very interesting to see how this, of course, all goes down. Of course, I'd very much like to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest NBA content and NBA news. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my my gaming channel and my IRO/long channels if you haven't already. Links for them will all be in the description down below. Again, don't forget to check out my podcast as well if you haven't already. But as I was saying, to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.